This is Dr. Mercino, and today's video is going to be a long one, so I hope you all enjoyed. It may be in different parts. I am not certain yet. But today we're going to be looking at SCP-3333, Object Class Reclassified to Keter, Special Containment Procedures. The trapdoor leading to SCP-3333 is to remain shut and locked at all times. At least one operative is to remain posted under SCP-3333 at all times to prevent entry or exit. The door to SCP-3333 is to be examined for signs of damage daily. MTF Lambda-1 has been created and deployed to assist in containment of SCP-3333. Containment procedures revised as of April 2nd, 2039. Description: SCP-3333 is a spatial anomaly located within the Suntop Fire Lookout, located in Mount Baker, Squamish National Forest, Washington, United States. SCP-3333 is accessible via a ladder and trapdoor on the ceiling of the Suntop Lookout. Climbing the ladder leads to an identical copy of the Suntop Fire Lookout. This identical copy has an identical ladder and trapdoor pair, which leads to further copies of the Suntop Lookout. The topology surrounding SCP-3333 is identical to the surrounding of the Suntop Lookout. However, no plant, animal, or human life has been observed. Successive SCP-3333 iterations are higher relative to the original Lookout. Stairs leading up to these SCP-3333 iterations are extended by the proportional amount to allow access to the ground. SCP-3333 was first discovered after restoration of the Suntop Lookout following a volcanic activity near Mount Rainier. SCP-3333's origins are not known. No members of the Park Service involved in the restoration of the lookout were responsible for constructing of the entrance of SCP-3333. At the time of discovery, the trapdoor to SCP-3333 was padlocked. In order to access SCP-3333, the trapdoor was forced open. No key has been found. Exploration 1. Mission Parameters: Initial reconnaissance of SCP-3333. Personnel D4F-68A. The D-Class was equipped with standard-issue audio-visual exploration recorders. The exploration was supervised by Dr. Williams and a support team located in a temporary observation outpost inside the Suntop Fire Lookout. Log begin. Test. Is this thing on? Yes, hello. Doctor? Excellent. Please proceed into SCP-3333. There is a brief moment of audio feedback due to the proximity between Dr. Williams and the D-Class. D-Class climbs up the ladder into SCP-3333. Please report what you see. Well, I just came from here, but wait, it's empty. How did it... Excellent. Thank you. Please stop talking. Pause. Thank you. Please continue climbing. The D-Class extends into SCP-3333 for approximately an hour. Alright, I want to test something. D4, if you don't mind, could you try opening the door and going outside? Okay, Doctor. D4 opens the door. A strong wind immediately blasts into the room, throwing D4 back against the far wall and moving the furniture. D4 struggles to get across the room and eventually manages to close the door. What was that? It's probably best if you stay inside for now. I see. D4 continues to ascend. SCP-3333. Wind is audible. There is no change in the interior of SCP-3333. D4 continues for approximately 3 hours. D4 takes a simple multiplication-based cognitive test every 10 iterations of SCP-3333. No change from baseline detected. Several hours later, D4 rests and eats some rations. During this time, analysis of video footage shows D4 has climbed through 184 instances of SCP-3333. Now seems as good as a time as any. I'd like for you to take that test again, D4. Alright, Doctor. D4 self-administers the cognition test. No changes from baseline detected. D4 has climbed through 184 iterations of SCP-3333, corresponding to approximately 673 meters of vertical gain. While some subtle elevation difference is observational, it is far less than expected. Doctor? Yes. What is this for? The test? Well, I guess it can't hurt. It's to test how thin the air is. How? As the air gets thinner, your brain slowly slows down, basically. Am I going to die? No. This test results are going the same as they were down here. You're not going up as much as you should. Oh, thanks, Doctor. No problem. Please continue climbing, D4. D4 continues climbing for 4 more hours. The sun sets and D4 makes camp and sleeps. The following morning, D4 continues ascending SCP-3333. Doctor, do you see that? What? Over there, on the peak. There are people up there. On a ridge southwest of SCP-3333, 2 small figures can be seen. They are standing motionless. These figures can be seen from D4's perspective. They are not visible from base camp. Are there any binoculars in here? I need to see. Give us a good look with the camera, too. We need to zoom in. I found it. D4 looks through the binoculars at the figures. Base camp attempts to zoom in on the figures with D4's camera. However, the resolution is too low, and nothing can be made out. I can't see them. They're just out of focus. Oh, God. The figures turn around and go behind the ridge. They saw the reflection of the binoculars. Are you sure? They pointed. They looked right at me. I think one of them pointed. I see. D4 is instructed to continue climbing SCP-3333. Deliberations are held at base camp about the figures. No consensus is reached. D4 continues climbing to the 345th iteration of SCP-3333. No other figures are spotted. D4 camps until morning. The next day, D4 forgets to turn his camera and microphone on until reminded. Shortly afterwards, D4 expresses feelings of anxiety and unease. You gotta let me come down, Doc. Something's not right here. Something concrete? I don't know, but something's not right. It's all written on the walls, and there's no writing on the walls. Well, I see something, Doc. I don't know what it says, but it's there for sure. I see. You made it this far. Please keep going. D4 continues ascending SCP-3333, occasionally requesting to be allowed to return to base. All requests are denied. Video footage is analyzed for writing for mimetic agents. None are found. On the 527th level, the topology of SCP-3333 drastically changes. Multiple copies of the Suntow Fire Lookout are connected to each other in a grid pattern, accessible through the lookout doorway. There is no natural light and no sign of sky or ground. It is completely dark. No lookout has a trapdoor or ladder. This isn't right, Doc. You gotta let me come down. I can't see. Calm down, please. You have an emergency headlamp and flashlight in your backpack. Please use them. D4 attempts to switch on the lights. They do not turn on. D4 is instructed to check the battery compartments. They are empty. D4 is instructed to use the backup batteries in the backpack. D4 is unable to find and locate them. There's nothing in here. Nothing's right. Let me down, please. No. Please proceed. Wait. I think I see something. I see something, Dot. What? What is it? Nothing is visible on D4's camera. I don't know. It's not right. D4 begins to panic. Let me come down, Doc. I got to get out of here. You will be similarly shot if you come back down. What is it you see? D4's camera and microphone cut out simultaneously. What? D4? D4. What has happened? Did he turn off his recorder? What happened? Analysis of D4's video footage is unable to reveal cause for communication blackout. Equipment errors ruled unlikely due to the circumstances surrounding D4's disappearance, and the possibility of an unknown anomalous object in the upper portion of SCP-3333. Another expedition is proposed and approved. Exploration 2. Mission parameters. Determine the reason behind the disappearance of D4. Locate any anomalous objects located by D4 and identify any anomalous entities present within SCP-3333. Personnel. MTF Mod O. All members of MTF Mod O were equipped with standard issue survival gear and recorded equipment. No special items were deemed necessary. All batteries and backups were triple checked. Dr. Williams supervised from base camp. Log begin. Mod 1 check. Mod 2 check. Mod 3 check. Mod 4 check. Mod 5 check. Okay everyone, standard issue tower approach. 2 ahead, 1 in the middle, 2 behind. Let's go. All team members begin to ascend to SCP-3333. No figures are visible on nearby ridges. The sky is overcast and the wind is audible. As the MTF climb, the wind dies down bit by bit. After several hours of climbing, Mod 4 and Mod 2 encounter the room where D4 attempted to exit SCP-3333. The furniture is still in a state of disarray and nothing appears to have been moved. Mod 1. Here seems as good a place as any. The members of Mod 0 gather and attempt to mount an expedition outside of SCP-3333. Mod 2 is attached to a rope and exits SCP-3333. There is no strong wind, and Mod 2 is easily able to leave. There's nothing here, Doctor. That's strange. I suppose it died down. Keep exploring, I suppose. Roger. The members of MTF exit SCP-3333 and begin to explore. The topology around SCP-3333 is identical to the surrounding the Suntop Lookout. No plant or animal life is visible, no humanoids can be seen, and the members of MTF explore for several hours, then reconceive at SCP-3333. Mod 3. There's nothing here. Mod 4. No plant life, though that's strange. If this pattern holds across the world here, that could account for stronger wind patterns. Not sure where the oxygen would come from, though. Anyways, keep ascending. We can sort this out later. Roger. The MTF extends several more hours and camps for the night. Their pace is slower than that of D4. They extend SCP-3333 for several more days with no notable encounters. No auditory or visible hallucinations are noted. On the 4th day, they arrive at the apex of SCP-3333. Flashlights out, everyone. Members of MTF equip their lanterns and flashlights. All are full equipped with batteries and backups. Batteries are double checked. Apart from what made by MTF, there is no sound and light. Alright, 212 again. Arbitrary direction. Oh, let's go that way. Mod 1 points at a random direction and MTF proceeds in that direction. Reflector markers are left for navigation. The SCP-3333 iterations are connected horizontally through their external walkways. There are no staircases down, and the railing have been removed such that the walkways can be pressed up and joined with each other. There are no signs of seams between the walkways and no trace of man-made workmanship. Mod 2 pulls a board at random from the walkway. There is nothing but blackness below. Mod 2 drops a glow stick into the hole. No bottom is visible. Mod 3 fires a signal flare into the air. No ceiling is visible. No sound or light appears. Do you notice anything strange? Such as any hallucinations reported by DF? Any that could indicate that he was talking about near the end? No. No signs of body or equipment either. Do you want us to prioritize that? I think it would be somewhat helpful if you could. There doesn't appear to be a pattern or purpose to these rooms anyway. Roger. The MTF split up and began a radial search pattern from the origin. This continues on for approximately an hour. Mod 3. I found something. Mod 4. What? Mod 2. What is it? Mod 1. Coming. Members of the MTF gather en route. Mod 5's flashlight cuts out. What is it? It's his backpack, completely empty. It hasn't been torn or anything, though. No signs of a struggle. It was popped up against the table when you got here? Yeah, I haven't touched it. Good, let's not. Where's Graham? Graham? Everyone, check in. Mod 2, Mod 3, Mod 4. We're missing Graham. Do you have a feed on his camera, Doctor? No, his flashlight's out. I can't see anything. Roger. 2 by 2. I'll go with horse. Radial pattern out from here. Right. Okay. Yes. Mod 1 and Mod 3 pair up. Mod 2 and 4 pair up. They begin a radial search pattern. There is still no sound. Dr. William plays back Mod 5's camera footage prior to loss of communication. There is no signs of distress. The camera is transmitting but is completely black. Mod 2 and Mod 4 fall over. There are 2 loud sounds, presumably their bodies hitting the floor. A faint dripping sound can be heard. Microphones and cameras on both cut out near simultaneously. Mod 5's camera and microphone shut off. Hello? Hello! We've lost feed on Mod 2 and Mod 4. There is another thud. Mod 3's microphone and camera cut out. Hello? Mod 1? What just happened? I don't know. Where's Mod 3? I turned away for a second, and now he's... Mod 1's headlamp rapidly scans the surrounding area. No signs of the rest of Mod 0 can be found. Hello? I think there's something in here with me. What? What is it? Do you see words? No, I don't see anything. All 4 cameras and microphones reactivate. This is not simultaneously. It is consistent with their equipment manually being activated. Hello? Hello? The equipment's on. What the heck happened? I don't know, Doc. There was something on the ground and I tripped and... Where are all of you? Check in. Mod 3, Mod 5, Mod 2, Mod 4. The... Mod 1's microphone and camera suddenly cut out. Mod 1, hello? Mod 1 camera and microphone reactivates. I saw it too. Yes. What? Saw what? I don't know. It's spectral, like floaters. Something here isn't right. No, it isn't safe here. What are you talking about? There's nothing beside the sun-top fire lookout is visible in any camera. Is there anything with you? No, it's not that, Doc. There! Do you see it, Doc? Nothing is visible. No, what is it? Well, we're not safe here. Something's not right. It's here! What is it? It looks like a... Nothing is visible through any MTF feeds. It looks like a castle, or no, a mountain. A mountain. A ghostly mountain, but it isn't. It's a flaming mountain conjured of smoke and ash. A tower of smoke and ash. I see it too. We need to go. Retreat, everyone. Roger. MTF Mod 0 retreats from the apex of SCP-3333 and proceeds rapidly down SCP-3333. Several days later, they arrive at base camp and are debriefed. Their express confusion over the events within SCP-3333 and show a definite unwillingness to re-enter. Given the circumstances and possibility of a memetic agent, a special counter-memetics operative is brought in for further exploration over the objects of MTF Mod O. Exploration 3. Mission parameters. Explore the apex of SCP-3333 and locate and neutralize any memetic anomalies or agents inside. Counter-memetic Specialist 0. Noel Walker. Additional information. Specialist 0 is a deaf, blind, mute, and communications solely through a modified signaling system embedded in it. Standard issued rations are provided. No other equipment is necessary. Dr. Williamson and MTF Mod 0 supervise the operation. Log begin. Leaving base now. Let us know if you need anything. Yes. Specialist 0 begins to ascend SCP-3333. Mod 5 to Williams. I don't like this. If it was frightening enough to make your crack team turn tail and flee, it's certainly worth calling in Annette. Mod 5 doesn't respond. Specialist 0 continues to ascend. Room, diff. Messy. Fight? No, that was us. Okay. A few hours let pass. Someone outside. Watching. They were encountered earlier. If you keep going up. Am. Still following. Was wrong. Not watching. Something else. What do you mean? Don't know. Specialist 0 continues climbing for several more hours. At this point, Specialist 0 has climbed for over 12 hours. Don't you need rest? Someone's still there. Not safe. We'll use AMP. Specialist 0 consumes 100 milligrams of amphetamine and continues to ascend. Outside. Can you see? No, I can't. There is a flicker of motion on the edge of the window, something looking through the windows, ducks down, and as soon as the camera is turned in its direction. The wind is strong, there is no chance of going outside. They know. Specialist Zero begins to rapidly climb upwards, flickering of motion are occasionally visible outside of SCP-3333. Small rustling sounds can occasionally be heard in the wind. Retreat, Specialist! No. Specialist Zero continues rapidly climbing. After approximately an hour, they arrive at the apex of SCP-3333. Blood. No light. Specialist Zero starts walking. They do not turn their flashlight on. Nothing is visible on the camera. Only Specialist Zero's footsteps are audible on the microphone. A loud slam is audible in the distance. Here. No hazards. Specialist Zero begins walking faster, then stops suddenly. Several small rustlings can be heard. They quickly cease. Body. There is a sound of shifting clothing. A Specialist Zero bends down. The rustling can be heard again, louder and closer. Get out of there! Specialist! Annette? Several squishing sounds can be heard. Body. Blood. Internal organs. Muscles. Smooth. Too soft. Hard. Metal. The rustling glows in size, getting closer and closer. They surround Specialist Zero and overlap, turning into one continuous drone. Get out! Specialist! Leave it! Go! Metal. Words. There is a thud. T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T E T T E E T E T E T T E T E U N W F O A J S L F P A F J 13 R 9 A J S L F O W I U R K Z. Annette? Annette! Lights. Lights. Out. Where are the lights? Annette! There is a mountain. I need to come down. Where is the light? Annette! Specialist Zero's flashlight turns on. Specialist Zero is laying on the ground. A light illuminates a pile of muscles, organs, and bones in advanced decomposition. A metal dog tag is visible, cluttered in Specialist Zero's hand. It reads MTF Mod 5, Graham Purcell. Exploration Log 4. Log begin. The footage begins slightly after the end of Exploration 3. Dr. Williams is climbing upward through SCP-3333, camera attached to her side. She is breathing heavily and appears to be running from something. Gunshots can be heard from down below. Dr. Williams climbs upward for approximately 10 minutes and stops and rests. She props the camera against a table and blocks off the lower trap door with a chair. She sits down. She is covered in blood and visibly panicked and is carrying a handgun. She looks at the camera, begins to speak, then starts crying. She continues crying for approximately a minute, then stops. They got us. It was wonderful done. Just the right amount of vagueness, and who could dare to argue with a seasoned MTF decided to turn tail and run. And of course I didn't know any of them closely, so who was I to say that they were anything wrong? There's a rattling sound. Someone is attempting to get through the trap door. Williams grabs the gun and points it at the door. Dr. Williams! Dr. Williams! This is MTF Alpha 3. We received a distress call from this outpost. We were attacked by the personnel assigned here. What is going on here, Doctor? Let us in, Doctor. Stay back. I'm not falling for it. Dr. Williams, please. We will treat you as an enemy agent if you do not let us in. Stay back. Several fingers emerge through the trapdoor and begin to lift it. Williams runs over and stomps on the fingers. There are crunching sounds and the fingers go completely flat, still trapped in the door. There is a tearing sound as they come back through the door. William fires 2 shots to the door and grabs a camera and begins climbing again. The following scenes are graphic and we're not going to go into detail. But it appears that there is an entity that is inside of SCP-3333, a body snatcher that removes all the bones, muscles, organs from the person and pretends to be them. It can mimic voices, just this instance of the MTF-3. The door should be locked. It is unknown what has happened to Dr. Williams at this point. We can only assume that she is likely perished inside of SCP-3333. No one is allowed inside or out of SCP-3333 at this time. SCP-3333 has been reclassified as Keter. This is Dr. Messino. I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next SCP video.